Foremost amongst NIAF's founding objectives was the effort to fight for increased representation of Italian Americans in cabinet-level positions, ambassadorial posts, judgeships, and throughout the halls of power in Washington, D.C. Today, the National Italian American Foundation remains the most important voice for the Italian Americans in the nation's capital. Since its inception, the foundation has worked closely with Congress, the White House, the Department of State, and other agencies to promote Italian American heritage and to serve as a bipartisan educational foundation. NIAF provides a unified voice on issues of importance to our community. By building relationships with key decision-makers, the foundation acts as a resource and thought leader for politicians, policymakers, and diplomats. Throughout the years, NIAF has worked closely with and served as an educational resource for the Italian American Congressional Delegation, a bicameral, bipartisan delegation composed of members of Congress who trace their ancestry to Italy and support the Italian American community. The delegation is currently co-chaired by Congressman Bill Pascrell Jr. of New Jersey and Congressman Pat Tiberi of Ohio. Each year, NIAF hosts a number of events with the delegation, including public policy briefings, a reception honoring freshman members of the Italian American Congressional Delegation, dinners to recognize the achievements of Italians in the Congress, and one of the most anticipated sporting events in Washington, the annual Congressional Bocce Ball Tournament. NIAF's signature public policy program is the Frank J. Guarini Public Policy Forum. The forum assembles renowned policy and thought leaders to address vital issues facing both the Italian American community and the nation at large. The program was founded in 2004 and endowed by the Honorable Frank J. Guarini, former member of Congress from New Jersey, and NIAF Chairman Emeritus. Keynote speakers have included such distinguished leaders as Supreme Court Justices Samuel Alito and Antonin Scalia, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, former Prime Minister of Italy Silvio Berlusconi, former Chairman of the Federal Reserve Ben Bernanke and Alan Greenspan, and former White House Chief of Staff John Podesta. But NIAF's public policy work goes far beyond the borders of the capital. NIAF has hosted welcome receptions for visiting Italian dignitaries, dinners with governors and political leaders across the country, multi-day conferences, and policy discussions with the European Union. Each election year, the NIAF hosts events at both the Democratic and Republican conventions to bring together Italian Americans from around the nation. In 2015, the foundation supported and worked closely with the newly formed Italian American Congressional Staff Association. NIAF held its first event in cooperation with the association on Capitol Hill in July, bringing together 300 Italian American staffers to share in the foundation's mission. As the NIAF public policy program continues to expand, the foundation's political events and congressional relationships will tie NIAF, its members, and the Italian American community at large to the political and diplomatic heart of Washington, a city now packed with more Italian Americans than even our founders could have dreamed of. The National Italian American Foundation, Leadership in Washington.